Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alternative Jargon, episode number 37. It is that time of year once again. Everyone in Bloomsburg, I hope you're ready. The time has come. It's time to make a Borg and pray for survival. It is arguably one of the best times of the year, or worst, depending on who you are. If you're a student, it is a national holiday. If you are someone who lives in Bloomsburg, it is your annual apocalypse. You got a few years off from COVID, but Block Party is officially back in about its third year of full swing movement. If you are not a Bloomsburg University student, alumni, or future student, please tune away. This isn't for you. We don't care about you. Get out of here. Especially if you go to Penn State. If you go to Penn State, go ahead and unsubscribe. We don't need to hear from you ever again. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I'm assuming if you clicked on this, you're from Bloom. But, for me, this block party really notes and is symbolic for me because it's my last opportunity to act like a complete buffoon before I graduate college and before I'm able to not have an excuse of being a college student anymore. So for me, at least, buffoonery is going to be at an all-time high this block party. I'm very excited. Usually going into a weekend, let's say you have plans, you have, a friend coming up, you have a date party, you have this, you have that, and you're talking about it with your friends, and somebody goes, hey, just don't hype it up too much. And I totally understand that. Hyping things up can deflate what should be a really fun plan in the snap of a finger. However, Block Party is different. Block Party should always be hyped up because Block Party will always deliver. Last year's Block Party was interrupted by hours upon hours of rain. And guess what? We salvaged the day. We salvaged the day, and we still had ourselves a day. And that is what we do in Bloomsburg in general, but especially during the third weekend in April. That's what we do. I don't care. There could be a hurricane coming through this year, and it would not stop me from going out there and doing it. Unless I am floating away in Hurricane Sandy, I will be out there. I don't care. And in fact, I do have a couple flotation devices on hand just for that sort of thing. Kayak rentals are available. So if it does rain that much, please contact me below using the email in my bio, whatever. All jokes aside, no, rain or shine, we'll be Borging it up. I still have not figured out what I'm going to name my Borg this year. That's a very key thing. It's a great conversation starter with anybody. And yeah, Bloomsburg is sort of known as a party school. Our Greek life is disassociated. But I believe we're still ranked top 100 in the country in parties, mostly because of this upcoming weekend for Block Party. But one of the really cool things about Block Party, me and my friends go out just about every weekend, and especially now that we're all in our later stages of college, it's like, why not? We should live it up while we're still here before we never get to do this again. But the cool thing about Block Party is that it's that one day every year that unites people who do go out and who don't go out. So you really have a chance to see people that you see every weekend in a new setting, not in West End, not in Cap, and not in Hess, not in line for a wiener or an empanada or a boom boom slice, but in a new setting. Not only that, though, but you get to meet people that potentially have been going to this college the same amount of time as you, but you've never seen them because they've never touched the inside of a frat basement, or they've never been to Cappy Hour on a Tuesday, or you get the point. It's really a unification of worlds, and it's a very beautiful thing. Now, that's beautiful. What's not beautiful, potentially, are the out-of-towners that are going to come here and ruin it for everybody else. I think most of the dumb stuff that happens at Block Party, I would put money on it being from those people that are not students, because I feel like most students know better. Now, I am in no way saying that I am a Debbie Downer for dumb stuff. I love the dumb stuff. That's another part of what makes Block. Let's not get it twisted, okay? I would love to watch the out-of-town people come here and fight amongst themselves, but, it sucks whenever they start to ruin it for the people that actually go to school here. I think they probably have some feelings of invincibility. I'm not a student here. I can do whatever I want type of thing. But, yeah, I would put money on that. Last year, what were there? 50 cop cars outside of Hess? That's obviously a joke. There weren't 50. There were maybe a handful. But, probably the entirety of Bloomsburg's police force was just outside of Hess last year. I think there was probably a fight at all 3 bars last year. Not sure about Brewski's. If there's a fight at Brewski's, it's real. All right. I don't know how you'd even fight in Brewski's. Would you throw novels at each other off those bookshelves? What would you do in Brewski's to have a smackdown? I'm not sure. But, this episode I'm really looking forward to, because I usually don't talk about Bloomsburg, because I like to keep this podcast sort of open to anybody who wants to listen, not just people who I know in real life and who are involved in my community. But that is all going out the window this week, because I want to talk about Bloomsburg, and it's my podcast, and I'm allowed to do that. So I am about to graduate, so it is bittersweet. I'm excited to move on and start a job. But, obviously I'm always going to miss this place. It's been 4 years that have flown by too fast. But if I could do one thing on my way out of this joint, it would probably be to start a petition to just put either a boxing ring or an MMA octagon in the Hess basement. I think, there's always going to be fights at Hess. So why not just regulate them and allow people to place bets? I think that would really be a step forward for Hess's Tavern. I know that Hess's Tavern has not probably seen upgrades in a long time. The booths in the upstairs look straight out of the 70s or 80s, I'd say, if I had to guess. The basement, I think, is a little more well kept. Obviously, it's only open 2 nights a week. But I would honestly say that the Hess basement is the greatest drinking environment I think I have ever found myself in. And just over a month ago, I was at, almost a dozen bars in New York City. And I've been to bars, other places, obviously. But I can honestly say I think the Hess's basement, with all factors included, maybe not number 1, but I'd say top 3. Top 3 places to drink a beer that I have ever been to. It feels like home, but at the same time, it feels like you're not safe. And at the same time, you're usually only there when you're drunker than you should be, when you're bombed. And it's just a unique combination of things that you can't find anywhere else. You will see, you'll see some of your best buddies walk in the room, followed by a person that is one of the scariest people you've ever seen. And it's a great reminder to yourself that, hey, even though I'm in college and I'm in this kind of pampered community where you walk through campus and you might see one person out of every 100 that's actually from like the real world, but you go to Hess and you think, you know what, I'm still in the real world. It's a bit of a reality check, but a good one, if you ask me. But I digress about Hess. So I have a story to share about last year's block party. So last year I had my buddy Garrett up for block. He has appeared on the show, I think episode 16, something like that. But anyway, Garrett came up for block. He had never been here for block. I think he had fun. I can't put words in his mouth. He told me he had fun. I had fun. But anyway, this was, I'd say, an hour or so into block party. It's not too packed yet. It's not at peak levels yet. And obviously the disappointing thing about last year is as soon as we did reach peak levels, is when the rain started. But anyway, this was probably an hour into me being at Fetterman, and this kid walks up to us, and we're just kind of hanging out. This kid walks up to us with a beer in his hand, and he looks gone. He's wearing these funny sunglasses. Just your average looking white guy. Honestly, if I had to file a police report on this guy, I don't know what I would tell the cop, because he is like a 2K My Player build before you've made any adjustments. But he comes up to us, and he's like, dude, some kid in a frat was doing some dumb shit to me, man. Like, are you guys snitches? And we're like, nah, man, what's up? And then he like points to a house, and we're kind of standing in front of it, but I don't know, we're probably 30 yards from this house. He's like, they're up there, and they were throwing crap at me. And we were like, oh, shoot, bro. I don't think he was a student. I am not sure, but I'd put money on him not being a student. Anyway, he's like, dude, I'm about to throw this beer at their freaking house for throwing stuff down at me. And we were like, all right, we won't snitch, whatever. And this kid fires this beer. I don't know if he has football or baseball experience, but absolutely shot out of a cannon, this beer flies at this house. I didn't pick out the exact group of people that he was aiming for, but he missed by easily 20 to 30 feet, and this beer smashes into the side of this house, very nearly goes through a window in this house. And, when he said he's going to throw this beer at this house, we were thinking, oh, it's probably a quarter of the way full. It's probably going to get one little gust of air resistance and just drop dead. Nah, this beer was probably 90% full. He might have taken one sip out of it, and shot out of a cannon just flies at this house, and it explodes on the siding. And me and Garrett are already laughing because it's ridiculous how far he missed by. And we turn to talk to this kid, and he's gone. And I can't state how fast all of this happened. This kid launches this beer at the house, impact, we turn, he's gone. And we look around. We were sort of on a little elevated surface. We look around in every direction. No sign of this kid anywhere. He pulled like a Harry Houdini out of his left butt cheek and just gone. And we didn't see him the rest of the day. We didn't see him at the bar that night. We were asking people around, hey, have you seen a guy who's hammered in some weird sunglasses? Now, obviously, for a block party, that's not too descriptive. There's probably 500 people there with that exact description. But yeah, we never saw that guy again. And I don't think I have ever laughed as hard in my life as I did in that moment. Granted, I had a few beers in me by that point, but I was not even drunk yet. I wasn't blinded by a substance for it to be funny. That was the funniest moment of my entire 22-year life. Me and Garrett stood there and laughed for maybe 10 minutes straight. We could not get over it. It was great. So I did get my ab workout in last year at Block Party, which is good news. But yeah, then we got rained out. It sucks. that was junior year. Senior year, if I get rained out, I'm going to stand there for as many more hours as I need, get soaked, get mononucleosis, get bronchitis. I don't care what I catch. Yeah, I'll take it. It's all good. So, very excited for Block Party. It's going to be a great time. By the way, since we're on Bloomsburg and we're on, I guess, the Bloomsburg party scene topic, whatever happened to Bloom U Dicks? Whatever happened to Bloomsburg Barstool? I'd really like to know that because those pages were incredible. Especially Bloom U Dicks, they were very active, and now they're not anymore. And like last year, they had their tournament for the best businesses in town, and I think they got to the round of 16 and then quit. So we never got an ending to that, and we haven't had any new posts in a while, which is disappointing because, you know, an entire era of my Bloomsburg University experience is now dark. And there's just no posts, especially now that I'm a senior. The hours of my college experience are waning. I would love to see that account be active, but unfortunately, whoever runs it is not. I'm not sure who runs it. But yeah, that's a great disappointment. It's a great disappointment. And honestly, I probably would have had some submissions to, get sent over there. But I don't think they're active, which stinks. O.J. Simpson has died. That's old news. I know. I'm a week late on that. There's nothing I can say about O.J. Simpson that hasn't already been said. There hasn't been a joke made about O.J. that hasn't already been made. There's nothing original to say. It's one of the most famous things in the last 30 years of American history, and honestly, one of the biggest stories of the whole 20th century. It's kind of like another 9/11 moment. Where were you when the gloves didn't fit? Where were you during the Bronco chase, etc., etc.? I was not alive for that, obviously, but one thing that I always think about with OJ is what if he actually didn't do it? If he actually didn't do it, which is not the popular opinion, it would be one of the saddest cases of all time. O.J. Simpson was a great NFL running back. Not as elusive in the freeway as he was on the field, but he was one of the best ever. And if he really didn't kill his wife, then he would have lived one of the saddest lives ever, because that totally defined him for the rest of his life. Whether he did it or not, obviously he was acquitted. There's much debate about that. I think the main public opinion is that he did do it. We will never probably know for sure. But one of my favorite OJ moments ever is whenever he did that interview with that redheaded lady. And then at the end he says he has a joke for her, and then he pretends to stab her, and then he stares into the camera. That is one of the best clips ever. That should be preserved forever on whatever type of physical media is best. You know how whenever they sent out that one Voyager spacecraft or whatever that's supposed to have a few artifacts for aliens to potentially see about humans? Like it has like a record that plays a song, it has a picture of a human, and it has like a message written in binary code. I think we should include that clip of OJ pretending to stab that reporter as well. One of the best clips I've ever seen. Nowhere near as funny as a hammered guy throwing a beer at a wall, but it's up there. It's definitely up there, and I will never get tired of that clip. But yeah, really wouldn't be cool if OJ was innocent, because that would be, really sad. Now, is he innocent? I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I know the general consensus is he's guilty as heck, but who knows? Only his wife, and she's not around to say it, unfortunately. What was I going to say? What was the last thing I wanted to say about OJ? I don't know. I forgot. That's okay. Last thing I wanted to talk about today is something that's really, really been making me mad, and that is TikTok trends that don't actually exist. I would say over half of my TikTok For You page over the last month has been people talking about trends with the same sounds on every video, but I haven't actually seen the trend. It's some stupid song. This is the main one. There have been multiple, but the main song is the song that's like, I wanna feel, wanna touch. It goes like that. And it's always some person going, I would totally body this trend if I didn't have a wife and 3 kids. Or look at all these bops bodying this bop body trend and bopping and bodying this boppy body. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen the real video yet, apparently. But apparently it's bopping bodies while you're bodying your bop to this bopping body song. I don't know, but I hate it, and I can't escape it. And I still have no damn clue what this freaking trend is. I have clicked on this sound and scrolled probably on 10 different occasions now to try to find the source material. There's no source material. The one TikTok said, I guess the real trend is the friends we made along the way. I guess, because there's nothing there. And I don't care about whatever this trend is anyway. TikTok trends are always mostly dominated by mid to late 30-year-old white women who own cats. And they're just not of interest to me. And I don't care in the first place. The only reason I'm seeking out to figure out what this is because I see it 50 times a day and I'm over it. I can't stand it. But yeah, I still don't know what the trend is. But apparently everyone would body it. And also, this whole new word bop, I think it just means like hoe. I saw this one spring up around spring break time, no pun intended, but I'm already sick of seeing that. I don't know, why do we have to invent new words for ones that already exist? I don't know. I'm not really, I feel old. I'm 22. I'd like to think I could still keep up with the lingo and the jargon, but apparently I can't, because I don't really know what a bop is. I don't know who's bodying this trend and why. But yeah, shouldn't my media literacy be much higher than this? I'm finishing my 4th year of school as a mass comm major, but I can't figure out what a TikTok trend is. I don't like it. Another one I saw is like, did your boots stop working? I don't know what that one is. That's another one. It pops up. So who's going to play this sound in front of their girlfriend to see their reaction, even though it's just a video of a cute little dog? I don't care. I'm starting to hope TikTok gets banned, because I think my For You page has been hijacked by the most boring person in the world, because I don't want to see that stuff, but it keeps popping up. I used to have a great For You page, and, I'm in a drought right now. I'm in a famine, and it's getting old. It's getting old. It's getting real old. It's so old, I'm going to put it in the retirement home. It's old. But anyway, I don't know. And I haven't been on this basic side of TikTok in years since I first downloaded it. Because obviously when you first download it, the Chinese government doesn't know what kind of political extremist you are yet and doesn't know where to place you on the algorithm. So you get Charlie D'Amelio and Addison Rae. I get that. You got to start somewhere. But why am I seeing that now? They know who I am already. They probably know my DNA. So stop with the I wanna touch, wanna feel. Stop it. Stop. Did your boot stop work? Stop. Show me a video of a cat reacting to a toaster. Show me a video of, I don't know, the Willy Wonka experience again. Yeah, it's been a rough few weeks for me, but yeah. This reminds me of when I first joined TikTok too. There was a trend where it was like, click the plus to show the initial of your crush. And of course, the first few times I saw videos like that, I did it because I was like, what do you mean under the plus? So I hit the follow button, and then there's nothing there. So of course I go to the profile and click on follow, and then I read the comments on that post, and they all go, oh my gosh, that's the letter I was hoping to see. And I'm like, what letter? There's no letter. There's no letter. What are you talking about? There's no... And it convinced me that maybe some people are androids. There's no letter under the plus. There's nothing under the plus. What's under the plus? There's nothing under the plus. The only thing under the plus is the video. There's nothing under the plus. What's under the plus? Nothing. There's nothing under the plus. There was never anything under the plus. Sometimes this even happens today, not with the under the plus thing, but nowadays I will sometimes see a video and someone is using a sound, and it's sort of similar to the I wanna touch, that thing, where they'll play a sound and then it'll just be someone who's like, oh, I can't believe they would do that. And of course it has 18 billion likes and 500 billion comments. So I'm like, oh, what's this about? It must be something important. So I click on it, and what do you know? It's nothing. And I scroll through the sound for 2 minutes, and what do you know? It's nothing. It's nothing. I hate being out of the loop. Normally I don't care, but whenever there's millions of people, doing something or in on something, then I need to know. Okay, if some little posse wants to keep a secret from me in real life, go for it. But I draw the line at like the 1 million mark. Then there's no more secrets I need to know. But some of these people just don't make it too easy, do they? And guess what? They're farming engagements off me, and they are profiting off of my anger. That's what they're doing, and I am sick of it. I'm sick of it. This isn't beer, by the way. This is an energy drink that I got on campus, but the lid had all this weird stuff in like the part that you drink out of, so I poured it in a glass. So there might be like rat poison or something from the factory in it. It tastes fine. But yeah. Yeah. And let me just mention this too. The few times that I have stumbled across these TikTok sounds and I have discovered the trends are always stupid. Stupid. They're always stupid. Okay. When I get on TikTok, I go to laugh and I go to become introduced to a radical and dangerous new political ideology that I am not familiar with. All right. Not to see women and men do some trend that's just foreplay. That's not why I'm there. And I guess I'm in the minority there. Introduce me to a new type of alt-right and alt-left that I didn't know was there before. Show me people enraged about politics that I don't care about. It makes my day better. It does. And also, these radical political ideologies always have great background music for these videos. I would say that since 2021, maybe 10% of my Spotify liked songs are from like Nazis or socialists on TikTok. Great stuff. I don't know what they're putting in the water in these people's houses, but I'll tell you what, the worse the political take, the better the music. Really good stuff. So while I hope you guys never get any ounce of political power, keep making the edits. Keep dropping those. They're really good. So, nobody's making fire TikTok edits about being a moderate. That's for sure. And that's what needs to change. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll see you later.